Okay, so we're getting ready. We're watching the weather, and we're waiting for some stuff to come in. Basically, the paint that we're going to use on the block once we get it all cleaned up. But I wanted to show you what we used initially was Mean Green Super Strength and Majestic All-Purpose Cleaning Vinegar. I used a 50-50 mix. I put it in the Mean Green sprayer, and then I sprayed the engine block down a couple times, and then I used a power degreaser to clean it off, and it did a great job. I mean, it got all the stuff off. Unfortunately, as you can see, what was nice and clean, kind of, is already rusting up, which is bad. That's why we got to get going fast. I put some WD-40 in the cylinders, but they've got some rust in them too, but we're going to hone those anyway. Inside, see that? We were able to get it that clean using that mixed and power washers. Now, as far as degreasing this, or as far as the hot tanking it, here's our 32-gallon bucket we got from Tractor Supply. It's not full. It's measured it. I've got 12 inches of water and mix in there. And the mix is citric acid from canning, which is the great way to get it. It's cheaper than getting it from a food supply store or a health store. And then Dawn, and that's supposedly 19 fluid ounces, so we used about half of that, and we used half of the 14 ounces of the citric acid mix. And by calculation, this is 12 inches deep, 18 by 18 at top, and 16 by 16 in the bottom. So that works out to about 11.75 gallons. Okay, well, we're ready to lower the engine into the bath. Start it up a little bit. We got that wood block in there that we want to get centered. Okay, so we've got it lowered down enough all the way, and it's displaced some water, but it still needs a lot more. But there's plenty of room on the side here, so we can add water. The only problem is it's going to cool down a little bit. The good news is the hose has been sitting in the sun, so actually that water is going to be pretty hot coming out too. Okay, since we added so much more water, we'll put the rest of the canning acid in and just poured it in, and the water just foamed up. It's just so I guess it's reacting with something. I see some bubbles, so it must be attacking. Oh, by the way, we did leave I left the cam bearings in. They're going to be replaced, but I thought, you can see there's another bubble. You can see that I'd rather drive them out after everything's done than to possibly etch and not have the new ones as tight as they could be. Okay, well, it's the next day. 14 hours later, it's 6:30 in the morning. Just coming out to look. Still got some bubbles there. You can see bubbles, but also, this is kind of nice, you can see dirt and or rust that came to the surface. So I broke that loose. And hopefully we didn't etch too much metal. And let's see if we can't move some of this out of the way. Yeah, it looks, still can see some rust, but looks pretty clean. One other thing we want to check on, let's see. Overnight, temperature, water's down to 77. Looks like the block's at 77, 76. Yeah, 77. So not high 90s anymore. so the action would have slowed down a little bit. And I'm looking, I still see bubbling, so it's still reacting and cleaning. Again, it could have made this a stronger mix, or if we heated this up it would have been a lot more aggressive, but like I said, you can see from the junk on top and from what was really rusted to the thick rust spots still have a little bit of rust on them. It seems to work nice, and we still have we're going to do the baking soda to neutralize this, but the baking soda will also attack the rust, so after that I should have a pretty decent engine block to begin final prep on. Okay, well, it's been 22 hours and block looks pretty good. A little bit of stuff there. That'll come right off, I'm pretty sure. If we had power washed it, it would have really come off. I just hit it with a sprayer. But, back here too. Inside, cylinders are looking pretty good. Let's see if you just that'll scrape right off or come right off. It may come off on its own when we do the almost all the looking pretty good. Filling it up with sorry about that. Filling it up with baking soda, and we'll do that wash. This was 22 hours and then a rinse. Now we're going to do the baking soda for probably 22 hours and then a power wash.